In this workshop, we'll be providing some tips on how to be successful in a study group. First, be sure to make a plan to meet with your group on a regular basis. The more consistent you are in attending, the more you'll gain from the experience. We recommend meeting the same time each week for about 40 to 60 minutes, and be sure to choose a location that's convenient for everyone and doesn't have too many distractions. As a group, make sure you set some goals. Think about what you want to accomplish together. You might want to set some goals for the next few weeks and then other goals for the whole semester. Next, decide on what you expect from all members of the group. This ensures that everyone is on the same page and is willing to work together. Having some ground rules also helps everyone to feel more comfortable. Remember to be inclusive when working with your peers. Everyone should have a turn to share their ideas, and all group members should be active listeners. When you provide feedback to a group member, make sure that it's positive and constructive. And remember that each person adds value to the group. Now we'll take a look at some ways that you can structure your group meetings. Having an organized meeting structure will help your group to run more efficiently. First, set an agenda. Decide what you want to work on during that session and think about how long each activity might take. For example, you might start with a short group discussion about some of the key terms from lecture. Then you could move into working on some practice problems together and taking time to work through them step by step. At the end, you might reflect on how the session went and decide what you'll do at your next meeting. Next, assign some group roles so that everyone has something specific that they're in charge of during the session. Your roles can change each time that you meet. You may want to have a group leader who keeps the group organized, a note taker who records important information from the session, a timekeeper who keeps the group on task, and a facilitator who leads the discussions. When it comes to learning and reinforcing the content, here are a couple of things that you can try. As a group, talk about the key terms and concepts from your lecture notes. Think about whether you're able to describe them in your own words. You'll also want to identify where each group member may be feeling confused and then work together to clarify those concepts. You can also work through practice problems, which you can find in your textbook or other supplemental materials provided by the instructor. Group members should be encouraged to share different ways of solving problems. And as a group, you can even create your own study resources so that you have something to help you study independently after the session. So these could be things like flashcards, study guides, or practice test questions. Lastly, at the end of your session, take some time to reflect and make a plan. Think about what went well during your study session, and then decide if there are any concepts that you still need to review. Then decide together how each group member can prepare for the next group meeting. For example, does someone need to visit the professor's office hours to get the group's questions answered? Will another group member bring practice problems or discussion questions to the next meeting? These are all good things to think about and decide before you leave so that you're able to make the most out of the next session. Thanks for taking time to learn about some of the ways that you can be successful in a study group. We hope that using this information will help you to get the most out of your study sessions and be successful in your classes.